Hey everyone, welcome back to Observe, and I am so happy and stoked to announce that we have reached the 500 subscriber milestone. That's super cool for me. Sorry if I'm talking quietly. It's almost midnight here, and I wanted to go ahead and get this video recorded before tomorrow when my upload is. So when you're seeing this, it's probably in the middle of the day, but it's dark here, and yeah. But we made it. It's so cool. Like, it's so cool. I'm super stoked and super honored to be able to make it to this many subscribers. Back when I started the channel about a year ago. Actually, if you look, I started this like 2 years ago, but I only uploaded for the past year, and then the uploads really started coming in at about last October. So it's been about a year of consistent uploading, and I had dreams of making this channel grow and seeing what we could achieve here on YouTube, but I really didn't have any idea how cool you guys would be, because I'd subscribed to other channels and seen a lot of other creators and their content, but especially like in the comment section, all the comments seem to just be kind of based around like just wanting attention or just doing dippy piddly pointless comments and whatnot. But you guys have been really cool. You're super encouraging to me, and it's like the comments are always really productive, and that's so cool to me. That's so cool. But I didn't make this video just to blab about how cool it is to be at 500 subscribers. The thing that a lot of you are interested in is who gets the Observe mugs now that we've made it to this point. And I've got 2 to give out. Now the first one I'm giving out to The Art of Deduction, the other channel that has been with me through this entire journey, and the creator over at The Art of Deduction. He's now one of my better friends, and it was cool because I got to meet him on YouTube based around this idea of deduction and logic and Sherlock and everything that goes in that group. And he's been there all along the way, and we've done a collab, and we've got more planned. But because of his support and his dedication to Observe what it is today, since the very beginning from when I started off, that means a lot to me. So I'm giving him one of the mugs, so that at least one of them open up for you guys, the other subscribers, because honestly, like I've said before, you're just as necessary and just as key as somebody like I am, the actual creator, because like I've said before, if it weren't for you guys, I would just be sitting here talking to a camera by myself, and nobody would care. But that being said, the creator who I have picked for the next winner of the Observe mug, I'm sorry, I'm going to completely butcher your name, but your name is Ledevin Kazurns, something along those lines. This is the name right there. So Ledevin, Mr. L.A., I'm just going to call you Mr. L.A., I'm going to see if I can get in touch with you. If you don't respond, I'm going to go ahead and head down the list, and I've got some people that are up here at the top that are in the first drawing spot for the Observe mug, and I'm just going to continue going down the list until nobody is left, or until somebody responds. One of the two, which I'm betting somebody will respond first. But for those of you who didn't get the mug and you were really excited, don't worry, I'll tell you at the end of this video how you're actually able to get yourself your own mug and how that all goes about. But for the 500 subscriber special that is happening here, I wanted to do a short video on, I was trying to decide, there were several things that I had in mind, but I decided to do one on 10 things that you probably don't know about me, just so that you get to know me a little bit more as a person, and some of my background, and just some fun stuff about me. So, okay. The first thing that you might not know about me is that I can't smell, and that actually plays out in my life in a few ways that a lot of people don't actually think about or expect. The first way is that it really affects my taste. Apparently the way that I'm able to taste things is kind of the same way as you would with a really bad cold. So when everything tastes pretty disgusting to you, that's how it apparently tastes normally to me. But for me, it's normal. I have never tasted anything different. On top of that, cooking is a big challenge because I can't leave the room if I'm cooking, because I will have no idea if it's burning or not. unless there's like smoke pouring from whatever it is I'm cooking. I don't know if it's burning, so I have to stay there, and I can't smell to see if it smells good in order to judge if it's going to taste good or not. I actually have to taste it, so that plays out weird. But then also things like really, really popular smells that everybody really likes, like the smell of rain or the smell of baking bread or the smell of freshly cut grass, whatever. Things like that I have never smelled before, so things like aromatherapy does diddly squat for me, because it's just me breathing in air and I have no idea what's going on with it. Same with, like, I went to the mall this one time and tried this oxygen bar. Like, you just sit there and breathe oxygen, and you get to choose your scent of oxygen, and I was like, cool, I feel like I'm breathing oxygen. So it wasn't as great as apparently it was for my friends who tried it. With that being said, that's number one, is that I can't smell. Number two is that I took around 6 years of martial arts, and I actually took a whole bunch of different martial arts. I took Taekwondo, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, Hapkido, and mixed martial art, which combined all of it together. And in total, like I said, I took 6 years a few years back, and then I took about a year of it just a couple years ago. But that's number three. Or that's number two. That's number two on the list. Number three is, I used to have this great dream of being in the National Basketball Association, which is weird because now I don't play basketball at all. I haven't even touched a basketball in over a year. But I used to really, really, really love basketball, and I would just every day for hours and hours and hours be outside practicing on my hoop out on my farm. It was on like this dirt patch that it was super hard to dribble, and it was by myself, and there are literally like goats in the same pin as where my basketball hoop was, and I would just spend hours out there. So that's a fun thing that was about me. But on to number four. Number four is that I used to own my own little flock of sheep. I grew up on a farm outside of Billings my entire life, and my dad used to raise sheep. So one of the years he decided to give me a few sheep, so I spent a couple years eating and growing my little flock of sheep. So I had like 6 to 7 sheep, and I was super proud of it. And then I was tired of having sheep, and I just wanted the money, so I sold them all. And it literally, like, I had a flock of sheep for like 2 years, and then I had money. So there was that fun thing that happened in my life. Number 5 is that I used to not only take but also teach gymnastics, and I took gymnastics for almost as many years as I did martial arts. But I took gymnastics and taught it as well. Number 6 is that I am 1/16th Native American. Woo! So for all of you Native American viewers out there, I can almost relate, like 1/16th of the way. I'm 1/16th Choctaw, which that's a southern-based Native American tribe. And so back when I was younger, me and my family would all go down to Texas and to Oklahoma and go around to the different Choctaw tribal sites and whatnot. And there were some museums and some schools, and I used to get down on the ground during the Native American powwows and really get to participate in some of the stuff. And my mom still gets sent like letters and Christmas cards and calendars and whatnot from the Choctaw Nation, because we're Choctaw, and you can definitely tell by my flowing black locks and dark complexion that I'm Choctaw, right? Yeah, I thought so. Anyway, on to the next one. Number 7 is that I almost died when I was born. So when I was born, my mom was trying to have me forever. Apparently, like, it was a 12-hour labor sesh, and it still didn't work. So I was taken out. I was removed. I'm a tumor baby. Isn't that exciting? That's what I call myself. So she had an emergency C-section, and when the doctor got me out, then I was blue and not breathing, not crying, and the reason of it is that I had a collapsed lung. So basically, the doctor pulled me out and showed me to my mom and said, "It's a boy," and then took me off to the ICU, and that is where I spent the first few hours of my life trying to get pumped back into, normal living conditions. But yeah, so you're so lucky. I could have been dead. Yay. Anyway, on to the next one, which is number 8. And I play a bunch of different instruments. I play guitar and sing, as you saw, if you saw my Hallelujah video, music video thing, whatever, that I did on here, then you know that I sing. But I could play electric guitar and bass guitar well enough to play with some people, but Like, if anybody's like, yeah, bass solo, it's going to be really, really boring solo. So I could play well enough to play backup in a band. I'm teaching myself piano, which is a slow and tedious process, and the instrument that I've been playing the longest is the drums. I started drums about 9 years ago, and I've been playing a lot ever since. But the new instrument that I've been picking up and fiddling around with, and didn't take a long time to get kind of used to, is something called an auto harp. Here's a picture of what an auto harp looks like, and it's really, really easy because you press those buttons on the side and then you strum it, and that's all that there is to it. And if you could strum and press buttons, then you have got yourself the ability to play an auto harp. But yeah, so those are the instruments that I play. And number 9 on the list is that I have written a 300-page book, which I have yet to edit all the way through and has not been published, and I'm actually rewriting because I don't like how it sounded. I started it when I was 13, and I wrote it all the way from 13 all the way up until like age 19 when I finished the book, and it took a long time, and I really did enjoy writing it. But that being said, you could tell that I was 13 when I started writing it because the plot line was as deep as a puddle. It was pathetic. So I'm rewriting it and trying to add a little bit more weight and a little bit more depth and more character development, blah, blah, blah. But I love writing, and I've written myself a book. And then the last thing on my list is that I really, really, really love art. I've been drawing ever since I could remember, painting, and, well, various other art forms I've dabbled in, but usually just drawing and painting are the things that I do most. My favorite drawing style is to actually just do inking, which is a lot of fun. So just using a pen. I don't like using a pencil anymore because it smears and it gets all over, and I don't know, I just don't like it, so I like to ink a lot. And I usually used acrylic paints, although I really wanted to use oil paints, but I never got to use them because they were expensive. And there was this rumor floating around back when I was younger and really, really doing a lot of art that oil paints would cause cancer, which, I mean, that's said about everything. Like, I heard somebody say that bread causes cancer, so I mean, oh no. Art is a really big part of my life, so those are 10 things about me that you probably didn't know. I hope you feel like you know me a little bit better, because, yeah, you at least know me 10 things better than before, right? Cool. You're welcome for that. Now, that is pretty much the main content of my 500 subscriber special milestone video thing. What's it? But honestly, I do want to thank all you guys, because like I said at the beginning of the video, this is all made possible because of you and your support and your subscriptions and your comments and your feedback. It all really, really means so much to me, and it makes me happy every time I log on and I see that there's another person subscribed to the channel, or that there's another comment, or there's more encouragement, or somebody liked another video. It's so cool, and you guys are such an awesome community compared to so many of the other communities out there on Facebook, so I wanted to thank you. But then, like I said back at the beginning of the video, if you are interested in getting an Observe mug and you weren't drawn from the random pile of subscribers and you still want one, you can still get your hands on one. However, it does cost you a teensy amount of money. But the way that you get a hold of one is if you hop over to my Patreon. I created a Patreon account to be able to add some extra funding to go to the channel. So everything that I make from Patreon will be dedicated to making more quality content, getting better equipment to make more quality content, and the goal is if I eventually start making enough from YouTube, I will cut down the hours at my actual physical job and dedicate more time to creating more videos for you guys, more content or more quality content. And as it goes on, and eventually if I make it to where I can have YouTube as my full-time job, then that's all I'll do is I'll create videos and I'll interact with you guys, and we'll do charity drives and everything, and that will be what I do, and that's my dream. That's what I'd love to do. So if you wanted to hop over at my Patreon account, the pledges start really, really small. All that it is that you can pledge a certain amount a month, or a single donation of however much you want to. It starts at like $1 and goes all the way to whatever you want to pledge up to. And like I said, those can be recurring pledges where every month you're charged $1, or it could be, I just want to give him $15 one time, and then you could set it up, and it's all up to you. But all of the money that goes to that will go towards creating content for this channel. And if you hop over there to Patreon, I'll put a link in the description below so that you can find it. But if you hop over there, then you will be able to kind of see what the money will go to. I set it out in all our goals and whatnot, and there are prizes that you can get to it as well. So one of them's an Observe mug, another one's like a couple chapters of my book, the Observe book that I'm writing right now. There's also like T-shirts. There's like a combo pack of like a T-shirt and a mug and something or another else, and it's all just laid out. Go check it out. It's much easier than me trying to describe it. But that is actually all that I've got for today. I think that I've taken enough time. I rambled long enough. Yeah, so if you liked the video, or if you're interested in seeing what this channel does, go ahead and hit like, hit subscribe, comment, leave feedback. I respond to it. I promise I do. I still can. If you have any questions, you could either email me or message me on Facebook or here on YouTube. Either one, I am constantly checking up on it and finding out what's going on and listening to you guys. But that is all that I've got for today. My name is Logan, and you have been awesome as always. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.